All right, folks, we'll get started with the last group before lunch.
Poole. Davis.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to present today, and really appreciate the partnership with the City of Salisbury, not just this past year, but it's a cumulative effort, and for the past 56 years, we've done, I think, good for our community. And I want to thank the mayor and Andy and the entire team, and sometimes they get kind of strange calls from Dave Ryan with Salisbury Wycomico Economic Development, and they're responsive every single time, and I trust that we reciprocate that partnership. So I would like to, if I may, before highlighting kind of where we are, is to preface some remarks on the general economic conditions that we're seeing in the marketplace today. And I think from a community perspective and Salisbury perspective, we continue to add population to our city. We continue to add population to our counties, and not every city and not every county in America can do that today or say that today. So that's very positive. The labor force market continues to increase, as does employment. Salisbury's unemployment rate is about 4.3 versus the national average about 4.4 these days. So that looks good. The construction is holding fairly steady. Pricing on housing is still elevated, but we have a little more inventory. It's slowly increasing. So from a very high viewpoint, the metrics look pretty good. However, I think if we ask most consumers and many residents, they will say, we're not feeling quite as good as the metrics might suggest. And we're still experiencing those elevated housing costs. We're still experiencing higher energy costs. We're still experiencing higher commodity costs, especially food. Even though it's increasing at a decreasing rate, it has not reset from where it was in those pre-inflationary years. So that is not lost on us, and I think it's even more reason for our existence and our efforts to grow the economy overall, and especially that commercial and industrial base, and doing so may very well alleviate and mitigate some of those costs to the consumers and the residential communities. We spoke last year about new development that was occurring from an industrial standpoint, especially in our Westwood Commerce Park and especially in Northwood Industrial Park. We said it was coming. We said we had roughly $65 or $70 million in the pipeline. I think we're seeing that happen as we speak. If you ride by Westwood, you will see development activity occurring. Projects should be complete in about a year or so. And again, that's, and along with an industrial park, it's about $65–70 million of capital investment in industrial or larger commercial operations would equate to somewhere in the neighborhood of $650,000 or $700,000 on a real property tax base for the city. And that's year after year after year. That excludes the jobs, that excludes any personal property. So that's one way we can help mitigate, I think, water and sewer expenses, because if we didn't have those commercial or larger industrial users, then that cost would be borne elsewhere. The port, I want to mention a little bit about the port because it's an integral part of our economy here, and another way that we can mitigate those costs to consumers, because traversing the Wycomico River each and every year is about 1 million tons of commodities. This is petroleum, this is gasoline, this is grain, soybean oil. Purdue started shipping soybean oil this year, and stones and gravel for the construction industry. And it's about 150 to 200 trucks per barge. So if we did not have the water commerce, then that would add about 50,000 more trucks each year on the road. And there's a little more costly carrying less cargo than it is more cargo. We need to, and we're constantly monitoring this and working with the Army Corps and other shippers along the river. We need to dredge the federal channel to 14 feet about every other year or so. And we're doing that to maintain that commerce, to maintain that dredging cycle. And we know we need sustained dredging for sustained commerce. And we know we need sustained commerce for sustained dredging. Identification of other commodities that could be imported or exported along the river, we're exploring, and we think we have a few ideas to maintain and increase that tonnage and therefore offer lower costs than what normally may be in the supply chain throughout Salisbury. I know it's not in the city, but let me switch ports to the airport because it is a $200 million a year economic engine for our community. And I think of that $200 million and the hundreds of jobs that are associated with the airport and the businesses within Salisbury that's connected to or reliant upon scheduled airline service at our airport, and the new maintenance technician school that we're building at the airport. I just believe a vast, or at least a significant percentage of those dollars and those employees are within the city of Salisbury, and if not, certainly in the surrounding communities. So it's an important economic engine. We're at an important stage in development, and we think we can, just like we started a welding school 10, 12 years ago, and I think Chesapeake Shipbuilding will tell you that the hundreds of jobs that are associated now, they've added over the past several years, can trace right back to the founding of that welding school. And I think whoever's sitting around these tables 10 years from today may very well point back to the aviation school as developing another economic cluster for resiliency for our community and growth opportunities for our community. The state of Maryland has identified aerospace and aviation as a key and targeted industry sector, and we're going to participate in that growth along with the state of Maryland in the years to come. Also wanted to mention briefly, we reconvened our manufacturing roundtable this past year. Manufacturing in the city of Salisbury is about 8%, almost 9% of all jobs within the city. It's about 4% in the state of Maryland, to give you an idea. So on a percentage basis, we're twice as much as the state of Maryland. It's an important economic sector. And the best way to ask how we can help them is simply to ask them. So we've reconvened the roundtable, and the topic of conversation, aside from tariffs, which is a significant topic among our manufacturing communities these days, inclusive of the ones here in Salisbury, is AI and how to further enhance decision-making through data. So this year we want to further engage our manufacturing sector and provide that nexus of next generation, next technologies, and connect that with our manufacturing. If we can do that, then they can be more predictive in their efforts, and more predictive in custom orders, more predictive in energy uses, more predictive in inventory levels, and that leads to more efficiencies and I think ultimately profitability, and I think it's an attraction for new manufacturers as well. So I just wanted to provide that brief overview for you. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, but I cannot thank you enough. What we do is a privilege that we can't do alone. So the staff at the city of Salisbury, your support and partnership over a long period of time, and it's not a one and done thing. It's a very much a cumulative effort from an economic development standpoint. Also want to thank the mayor and Andy and the entire staff within the city. We, if anything, we would like to work closer with the city of Salisbury, and they often do, but you can put me on speed dial and we'll be the first ones in line. So thank you for the opportunity to be with you today, and I'm happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
I just want to make a comment to follow up on what Dave's saying. I think you can you can trace back many things over the last 45 years or whatever existence of economic development, include Dave Ryan's role in that, to things that are presently adding value within the city. And so we've made last year a little increase. This year we're going to do a little increase, which I think is far shy of what they deserve. I mean, I think they play a major role in both property, personal property tax, revenue, employment, and all that goes along with it. And, I think historically, maybe we haven't worked as closely together with the city because he's kind of associated to some degree towards manufacturing and the airport. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think you could put your finger on a bunch of stuff that really would have, to include the Northwood Industrial Park. So, I mean, it's just an incredible impact they've had over the years, and we should be doing whatever we can to support them to the extent that we can.
Of course, and thank you.
Thank you.
Great reporting, and of course, the work is impeccable. And I do get your little newsletters that come out. I read them.
I know you do.
Especially the houses.
We know when we're wrong. We don't always know when we're right. We get lots of calls. It goes out to a wide audience, and we appreciate that because it kind of makes us better. But thank you for those comments. We appreciate that.
Also, I think people should be aware, I realize that it's your job, but the amount of hours and the research and the connections that you have had to do to bring the aviation school to fruition is just massive. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's more than 40 hours away. And we're happy to do it. We're happy to do it. And but it will, in exchange,
Yeah.
we can retain and enhance and grow jobs and scheduled airline service for our region. You'll see new service popping up here another 6, 7, 8 months or so to Orlando. But
Yeah.
so we're heavily involved in that. But it's all, to me, one, and I know who I'm talking to, but to me it's one community, and the more we can collaborate, we want to do more.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Mr. Ryan, we appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
We look forward to being better partners, and let us know, of course.
No. You got great partners, and we want to do more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for your work in our community.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.